Good morning, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about a fund that I'm invested in, which is a Charles Schwab account, ticker symbol SCHD. This fund here has had a lot of growth. It has about a 3.5% dividend, and it's done pretty well in my portfolio. It's one that I'm decently invested in, and I'm going to continue to buy month after month after month. It's a pretty good fund. It currently has about 104 holdings and has done pretty well over the last X amount of years. Another thing I wanted to mention is if you haven't started investing, you probably should. A lot of people keep their money in a shoebox, as I've stated before, keep it in the bank. You should have some money in the bank, but not, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. The bank gives you no interest on that. So, my best advice is find a good financial advisor, find somebody that you know that's already doing investments, and start doing it. The biggest advice I can give is to start young, because the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. Once that thing gets rolling, you just do so well, and time is on your hands. If you start when you're 30 or 40, you still have a good chance to invest and have a good retirement later on, but it's going to be a lot difficult for you to get that compound interest and grow versus someone that started at 18, 19 years old. And we also have to remember, when you're 18, 19, 20, you probably don't have a good paying job, but if you can discipline yourself and save 15 to 20% of your income, and you're investing that money, you're going to do very well for yourself. So one thing I wish is I would have started younger, but I'm doing decent so far and pretty happy with the results. So, best of luck to everybody, and keep investing. And it's not timing the market, it's time in the market, right? You heard that. It's not timing the market, it's time in the market. So let's check out this fund. All right, so we are currently at the Charles Schwab website checking out SCHD. This fund here is a pretty good fund. It's had good growth. It started back in 2013, so it's about 10 years old. It currently has 104 holdings, as I said before. One thing I want to talk about today is the distributions on it, right? This does pay a dividend of almost 3.5%. So if we click distributions, there's been an update that just came out. So for any share that you own, it's going to pay 59 cents a share, right? It used to be 70 cents, 63 cents, 70. It fluctuates, right? But if we go back when this started in 2013, it used to pay a 19 cents dividend, okay? And these dividends are paid out quarterly. So, we can look how it's gone up, right? As the stock the growth has gone up, the dividend payment has gone up as well. Check it out, 2013, 2014, third quarter of 2015, we're almost at 30 cents a share, right? 2016, check that out, still in the 30s. Then we dropped in 2018 to 26 cents. I haven't done enough research to see why that happened, but it does happen, right? 40 cents, 36 cents. Now we're almost at 50 cents in 2020. I'm assuming when COVID happened, it should drop, but it grew, right? It didn't drop. So my assumptions were incorrect. However, this is a pretty good fund. It's done well over the last 10 years. And so this fund is one that I'm pretty invested in, as I said before. It's a good growth stock. It has a good dividend payout. And a lot of people have this in their portfolio. So let's go check it out on Yahoo Finance. So just to kind of get clarification, here's the yield, right? 3.44%, almost 3.5%. It's having a kind of a bad day today, right? But if we look over the last month of what it's done, it's negative. If we look at the last 6 months, it was down, went up. Year to date, it's negative. And the last year, negative. The last 5 years, it shows a lot of growth, okay? Now, if we look at the max, we'll make this full screen, check this out. So this fund started way back here, okay? And we can see what the price was at the time, in the high 20s, now in the $30. It just kept growing, right? We can see where it's went negative here, and then it fell down a little bit, right? A couple bucks or $1. And then we know for a fact when COVID happened, check this out, all the way in 2020, boom, the whole market went to hell, right? Probably lost, 40, 50, 60% of its value, just the stock market overall. However, smart investors save money, even like myself. Had a wad of cash that I've been saving, putting away, investing, and then it's time to buy, because when stuff like this happens, we know the market's going to recover. Look at this, right? Shot all the way up to 70 something bucks in a matter of a year and a half. Okay, that's when you start doubling your money, almost sometimes tripling your money if you're in the right fund. Okay, so now, and then it, took a crap right here, and then it shot back up. Overall, if we look at the stock market with most funds, it's always like this. It's always moving up, even though there's a bumpy ride, right? But we cannot be scared to invest. Scared money does not make money. I'll tell you that right now. If you think you're going to keep your money in a bank and you're going to make money off of it, you're wrong. There's CDs out there that give you 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5%, but it takes so long. The best way to make money on your money is invest your money in the stock market. Find good mutual funds, find a good ETF, do your research. I've done thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of research on everything that I'm doing when it comes to investments, right? I don't want to be left in the dust. I don't want to be poor when I'm 50, 60 years old, and I'm just making the right choices. I probably 90% of people don't even, maybe 95% of people don't even invest. I bet you just a ton of people I know, they don't do it because I've talked to them, even friends, even family, and they're just scared of the market, right? You can't be scared. Like I said earlier, you cannot time the market. It's time in the market. You got to find the right funds. Find a good mutual fund. Just invest, because that's how you're going to be wealthy later on. I'm looking towards the future. If I get to live long enough, I'm going to have a pretty good life. I think I have one now, but it's just going to get better. Anyways, now I'm getting a little off topic, but let's get back into SCHD. So we've seen what it's done over the last 10 years, right? Pretty good growth, pretty good dividends every single month. Now, there's one thing that I use here. It's called the Dividend Tracker. There's another guy named JJ who I believe he owns this or is a part owner of it. It's a good program. But let's say you want your annual dividend to be $1,200 a year, which means you're going to get $100 of this dividend in every single month, right? And what you need to invest is, I put $1,200 here, which is already there. It shows you the dividend yield, the annual dividend, and what you're going to get. But in order to get $1,200 a year, which is $100 a month, you need to invest $30,000. I know that sounds like a lot, but if you have $20,000 or $30,000 in the bank, they probably give you $1.50 for having that money in there. Here, they're going to give you a lot more money, right? So that's 427 shares at the current price, which is $71.60. Now, let's say down the road you want to have $25,000 a year. Okay, let's calculate that. Okay, you're going to have $637,000 invested at today's price. But don't forget growth, dividend growth. However, you can supplement this with another fund. And there's another fund I really didn't want to talk about, but let's just talk about it, right? It has a really high dividend. It's called JEPI, right? So let's calculate this one here. This has a 9.24% dividend yield, right? Which is crazy. So in order to have $1,200, this is telling me, let's see here. If I invest $15,000 into SCHD and only $6,500, it's pretty good, right? I mean, it's not bad. This JEPI one pays a really high dividend. It might even be higher than that if I look at the website, right? Because it changes. So now if I want $25,000 a year, okay, now it's telling me what I have to have invested. So I just need what, $452,000 invested versus having $600 something thousand. It's more stomach. You can stomach it a lot more, right? So there's a lot of different things you can look at, a lot of different ways to make money. And I always tell people, hey, invest your money, look at good stocks, look at good funds, because having money in the shoebox or you're safe at home or in the bank, I mean, you're not making money on it, especially if it's at home, especially with inflation going on. It could be pretty brutal. So I hope you learned something today with investing in this. But the biggest thing was just talking about the distribution, right? 59 cents for the next payout, which is kind of cool. It did go a little lower. However, the stock keeps growing and moving forward. So that's it for this one here. Oh, you know, another thing I want to talk about. Let's look at what's actually in this in the top holdings on this one. Let's check it out. So here, even though this one shows just a little bit of them, but we have AbbVie, Cisco Systems, Pepsi, United Parcel Service, Broadcom, Verizon, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has been a good one for me. Verizon's been pretty decent also. But this has 104 holdings, so you can go on their website, you can download their Excel file, and then you can kind of take a look at everything, and you can see the percentage of it, right? I think the top 10 holdings equate for probably 40%, maybe, or 20%, or however much it is. Yeah, it equates to almost 40% of holdings, you know, in this thing, which is pretty good. So, you know, this fund is heavily invested in these top funds right here, you know, or 11 of them. So it's pretty good. Well, that's all I got for SCHD, and I did talk about a little bit about JEPI. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm investing in this fund. It's a great fund. It's a good growth fund. It's good for dividend, 3.5% almost, and it's done well in my portfolio. So, like I said earlier, you know, invest your money, be smart with your money, and consistent. Be consistent. Invest every single 2 weeks when you get paid. I don't care if it's 50 bucks a month, 100 bucks a month. Put something in it. Open up a Fidelity account. Open up a Vanguard account. Open up an M1 Finance account. And for any of my friends or buddies that are going to watch this video, and you need some advice, I'm there for you. You know, I'll give you the most advice I can give. And you know what? You can't be scared to invest your money. So I'm just going to tell it straight out. If you just want to save your money, then save your money, right? But that's not going to make you any money. We all know that. So, you know, do the best you can. And like I said, hey, happy Wednesday. Thanks for watching. And until next time, I'll get another video out going pretty soon. Thanks again. Take care.